User, I apologize. We cannot hear you.
When it's just arrived.
Okay, I got you that time. All right, at this time, we've got less than a minute, and we're going to open the net up. So if we have anybody that would like to register, please go ahead and do so now. Speak your name clearly and what state you are currently in.
It's Rodney. I'm in Maryland.
Copy, Rodney. We got you in Maryland. Glad to have you here, brother. Thank you very much. Do we have anybody else who would like to register for the net?
Hey, this is Donna in Montana. I'm going to just have to listen in tonight as I'm prepping some food, our harvest for some preservation. So I'm going to be a little bit busy.
Copy that, Donna. Always a pleasure, dear. I have got you marked down as just monitoring tonight. Still glad to have you here. If there are people out there monitoring, please feel free to register for the net tonight. We will mark you down that you're just monitoring, and we will not bring you into the conversation unless you want to come in. Do we have anybody else who would like to register for the net at this time? Okay, we'll go ahead and get started. We'll keep checking throughout the net. I want to welcome everybody to Channel 14, the Preppers channel. Me and Jim will be holding our net tonight. It's a Preppers net, and the subject tonight is all about electricity. We will be looking at batteries and the use for portable applications. I'm going to give a quick pause here. Also, guys, we do have an email that is prepnetchannel14@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, you can email us there, and Jim will look those emails over. If you have a question, please put question in the subject heading. You have a comment or maybe an idea for a net, just put comment in the subject heading, and we will take care of that for you. We also have a YouTube channel. I'm going to give another quick pause. Jim does record all the nets, and he puts them on this YouTube channel with an expanded pack video after. That YouTube channel is at PrepNet with a capital P and a capital N dash Talk2Me. Again, at PrepNet with a capital P and a capital N dash Talk2Me. That will be the YouTube channel. I definitely recommend you guys check out that expanded feature that Jim does. He goes into questions and bigger issues during our nets and looks into things a little bit better there as well. So I think he does a really good job, guys. He puts a lot of effort into these nets. Another quick pause. I'm going to check one more time here. Do we have anybody else who would like to register for the net? Please speak your name clearly and what state you are currently in.
What's the name? Virginia.
You said you were in Virginia and your name is It's Me?
Andy. A-N-D-Y.
Copy that. Andy. Okay, glad to have you here, Andy. Thank you very much. And said you are in Virginia. Do we have anybody else that would like to register for the net tonight? Okay, Jim, are you with us?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn the mic over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Red Bear, and those registered for the net and those listening. Just a quickie here. Because of the comments we had on last week's net on the topic of all about generators, I have posted a generators comments video on our YouTube page to highlight them. There's a bunch more information there. And in addition, please watch the video and refer to the video description for links to some of the items discussed. I did put some links in just so you can, go to Amazon.com or whatever to take a look at the products that were sort of brought up. And due to one of the comments, I will be producing a video on the explanation of voltage versus amps versus watts versus wire size. And since this is a very visual subject, it will only be posted on our YouTube channel. I'll announce that when it has been posted. Now on to tonight's topic. Let me break. Okay. Next to food and water, batteries are going to be one of your priority needs. Now, there are various sizes, chemistries, and types of batteries. The most common portable size batteries are the AA and the AAA batteries. Now, these sizes are mostly used for lights, portable radios, things of that nature. Sizes C and D cells are used in larger flashlights, lanterns, and large radios or boomboxes. Break. There are also special batteries, such as CR2032 coin batteries. These 2032 batteries are used in garage door openers, key fobs, and many red dot sites. Another popular portable size battery is the 18650, which is a lithium-ion rechargeable battery. The 18650 battery is a 3.7 volt battery that looks like, but is larger than a AA battery. It is mainly used in flashlights and USB power banks, which we'll talk about at some point. There are many chemistries of these portable use batteries. The two common non-rechargeable chemistries are alkaline and lithium, like Duracell and Energizer. Many have shelf lives of 6 to 8 years, but they are only one-use batteries. When non-rechargeable batteries are no longer providing you the power you need, you replace them with new ones. The non-rechargeable lithium batteries will provide more power and can operate at lower temperatures than alkaline batteries, but are more expensive. Break. One big downside to the alkaline batteries, and most of you probably already have seen this, is that they are likely to leak if left in equipment for too long. Check for leakage often if using alkaline batteries. And the AAA, AA, C, and D sizes of non-rechargeable batteries are 1.5 volts each, and this is kind of important. The most common rechargeable chemistries for portable use are nickel-cadmium, or NiCad, nickel metal hydride, or lithium and lithium ion. Break. The NiCad chemistry is an old one and not used very much anymore. Its major downside was that it could get a memory and not recharge to full if not maintained properly. The replacement for them is the nickel metal hydride battery, which removes the memory problem of NiCad chemistry. Now, each NiCad or nickel metal hydride battery's voltage is only 1.2 volts and requires a charger meant for NiCad and nickel metal hydride batteries. These batteries will not last as long in equipment that uses standard AAA or AA batteries. so you will be changing them more often, but they are rechargeable. Great. The rechargeable lithium and lithium-ion batteries will directly replace standard AAA and AA alkaline batteries, and they have a voltage of 1.5 volts, like the alkaline ones do. You need a charger designed for either the lithium or lithium-ion batteries. You cannot just use your charger meant for a NiCad or a nickel metal hydride battery only. It will not charge those batteries. These batteries are also more expensive, but it may be worth it. Right? There are also rechargeable 2032 coin batteries and 9-volt rechargeable batteries as well. As we found out in our discussion of All About Food, you can't just pick one classification of food for your food storage. You need some canned foods, some dry foods, and maybe some dehydrated or freeze-dried. The same is true of the battery types, sizes, and their chemistries. You will need a combination such as non-rechargeable and rechargeable AA and AAA batteries to fill your needs. Links to many rechargeable batteries are provided in the video description on our YouTube page to help you get started with what you will need. Great. The next size of battery we're going to discuss tonight would be the medium-sized 12-volt batteries, from a few amp hours to 40 to 50 amp hour capacity. We'll talk about amp hour capacity when we discuss the large batteries on a later topic. These sizes are used for large draw equipment like larger lights and high-powered radios, or to run smaller items with a longer runtime. All of these are rechargeable with lead acid or lithium iron phosphate chemistries. Great. Now, the pros of a lead acid battery are they only need a standard 12-volt battery charger. They can be discharged and charged at low temperatures. For us up in the northern part of the U.S., that's the big deal. And they are the cheapest of the chemistries. The cons are they must be charged outside or in a well-ventilated area, as they off-gas hydrogen, which is explosive. You will only get half of the stated amp hours of a lead-acid battery. More on this when we talk about discharge characteristics of large batteries. An important point here, lead-acid batteries have a 200 to 500 cycle life. And again, we'll explain the cycle life when we discuss the large batteries. Great. Now, the pros of lithium iron phosphate, or commonly called LiFePO batteries, that's Li for lithium, Fe for iron, and PO or PO4 for phosphate. They have a cycle life of anywhere from 4,000 to over 10,000 cycles, depending on the battery. You can get the full amp hour capacity from a LiFePO battery without damaging it and still get the 4,000 to 10,000 cycles. More on how to extend the cycles of LiFePO batteries can have when we discuss larger batteries. Right? Now, the weight of a comparable LiFePO battery is at least half the weight of a lead-acid battery. The LiFePO battery can be charged inside without the off-gassing problems of lead-acid batteries. Now, the cons of a LiFePO battery, they are more expensive than lead-acid batteries, but their prices have come down a lot over the years. The fact that a LiFePO battery has 20 or more times the cycles of a lead-acid battery, this really isn't a con. You can't use them in cold temperatures, colder than 0 degrees Fahrenheit, without some type of heating. Right? As with small portable use batteries, you need to get the type of batteries that will fit your needs under the conditions you have. If you are in a moderate climate, you will be able to use either lead acid or LiFePO batteries for outside use. If in a cold climate, you can't use the LiFePO batteries outside. For indoor use, don't use the lead-acid type batteries. Now, another type of medium-sized battery is the lithium-ion jumpstart unit. These will not only jumpstart your car or truck, and yes, they really do work, but they recharge through a USB charger, so you can actually charge it while driving down the road. Break. And most of these can charge your standard 5-volt USB devices like phones, tablets, and some can even power 12-volt items. Okay, next week, to keep this short, we'll continue our All About Electricity series and discuss using large batteries, their types, chemistries, and charge and discharge characteristics. Now, if you have any questions about what we've talked about tonight here, please ask during the roundtable, or, as Red Bear said, send your question to prepnetch14@gmail.com and enter question in the subject line. And again, I cannot urge you enough to view the expanded presentation on our YouTube channel for additional information on this topic. There are things that are there that we can't put here, and there are visuals. Anyway, with that, I'm going to send it back to Get Control.
Copy that. Thanks a lot, Jim. Really appreciate all the time and effort you put into the nets that we do here. Excuse me. So, real quick, though, guys, I want to check and see if we have anybody else that would like to register for the net. Please speak your name clearly and slowly and let us know what state you are currently in. Okay, we will continue on. Took quite a few notes, and I will admit that I skipped over a few things here. So I do have to agree with Jim. I do think that we should definitely look into getting a combination of all the different types of batteries to fit the needs that we have. So myself, I do have one of those lithium jump packs, and I use that all the time for jumping vehicles, obviously, but for charging other devices as well. So that comes in handy already now. That's an almost everyday tool now. So that's very nice to have around. I'm going to give a short break here. All right, Rodney, the floor is yours, sir. If you have any questions or anything you would like to discuss about tonight's topic, go ahead.
No, I'm good with everything that was said about the batteries. I've been doing a lot of work on these batteries, and yeah, the LiPos or the lithium ions, that's my favorite so far.
If there was a battery that you would recommend me to stay away from, what would you recommend to me to stay away from?
I'm not a fan of the lead acid battery because I know they're a little bit cheaper, but by the time you buy 16 of them, and they only last 3 years, that's what I got out of them. It got quite expensive where I can buy the lithium, and I get the same amount of power for almost half the price for a much longer time.
I have to agree. I think even though they're going to cost a little bit more, you're getting what you're paying for. We do have to remember, like Jim said, you do have to use those in a heated scenario. You can't be out in negative 20-degree weather and expect these batteries to work, where the lead acid will work. But yeah, the lead acid are just they're I don't care for that style battery either. I don't even like the fact I've got one in my car. We'll give another short pause here real quick. And actually, we're going to move right on to Andy in Virginia. Andy, what's your thoughts about the batteries tonight, sir?
Chewy is rock is
Copy that. We do. Definitely, definitely. Jim, do you have anything about what Rodney had to say about the lead acid batteries?
Yeah, I can go ahead and throw some stuff in here. In fact, next week's topic is actually going to be about battery bank basics, which has some wiring information and things of that. And then the topic of the week after that will be large lead acid batteries. And of course, the topic after that was going to be lithium. The lithium iron phosphate are going to be that's going to be a multiple topic kind of deal. But yeah, the lead acid batteries, I think they have too many downsides. I'm using the lithium iron phosphates. They're inside. Even though I live in a climate that is extremely cold, we do get to minus 20, sometimes minus 30, and that's not wind chill. And so that was a concern, but the fact that they don't off gas like the lead acids do, I didn't have to worry about putting them outside. So they're in my basement. The coldest they get is like probably 56 degrees, which is perfectly fine for them. So yeah, I would totally agree. The lithium part batteries have really made a big difference, and they've had major increases in what you can get out there, and they are vastly, vastly superior.
I have to agree with that. For my base station GMRS radio that I have, what I'm using, I've got a mobile GMRS radio, and I have it in what's called, well, it's an ammo can, but what it is, it's a built box inside this ammo can. It's got a smaller lithium ion battery inside of it, and I can leave that plugged in all the time. But when the power goes out, the heat that radio emits inside that ammo can, even with the fans on, will keep that battery warm enough, even while the radio is just monitoring. So I've already tested temperatures and whatnot with that just for that purpose. I can take this outside. It's meant to be a portable base station for GMRS, thus the lithium ion battery. So that is one way of using a lithium ion battery for communications purposes. I'm going to give a break here. Rodney, you say you've been doing a lot of work with different batteries and whatnot. What exactly do you got going on, if you don't mind sharing?
I've been doing some off-grid systems for quite a few years. I've got a wind generator, 1600 watt, that charges up that bank of batteries I was telling you about. I started with lead acid, and now it's away with. Now we're just with lithium ion. And I also have 2,200 watts of solar on the roof that just charges that. So it's totally, if the power goes out, I've got 10,000 watts of electrical AC ready to go. It's worked perfectly. The lead acid, it ended up costing me in the end. I'd like to add one other thing. The lithium ion, the new batteries too, we haven't said, but they do have two features now that's pretty new on the street. The BMS, the battery management system on these new batteries are just awesome. So they're very safe. They're more protective of what current or what voltage we're sending them now to charge them up. Also, some of the new batteries now even have little heaters in them. So if you had an insulated box and you did want them outside, they would heat themselves at a certain point. I don't know about that minus 30. I'm in Maryland, so we don't have to worry about that. Yeah, but I really do enjoy the, having some power just in case I need it.
Copy that. Copy that. Yeah, Jim's in Montana, and it does get extremely cold there. I'm in Michigan, and we don't get cold like Jim does, especially nearly as long as it sits around on Jim. But I still have to be concerned about um, the temperatures here in Michigan when I'm looking at battery usage. So um, I also have to be careful with various tools that I use for work and whatnot, because a lot of that stuff is battery operated. So I have to be very picky about what batteries I use in my tools as well, because they sit in the vehicle all night. And obviously, with winter coming up, I always have to focus on that. I'm going to give a short pause here. Donna, I'm going to check on you real quick. I know you said you wanted to monitor, but if you've got anything you want to discuss on this, I'll give you a couple seconds to key up here and see if you want to say anything.
Thank you. I don't right at this moment, and up to my elbows in pumpkins from our garden. So that's what I'm doing right now.
I apologize. I had to pick on you, though, Donna. Thank you. Okay, we'll just let you continue to monitor. Well, we'll do one more quick check. Do we have anybody else that would like to register for the net tonight? Jim, do you have any last thoughts for the night? We kind of got a short list of people in here tonight.
Okay, Red Bear. Oh, sure. Yeah, I've been listening. Everybody should know that I do pay big attention to what's being said here, and that does influence what I do. To comment on Rodney, yeah, the actual lithium ion batteries, that chemistry, unfortunately it is prone to catching fire. The lithium iron phosphate, which is probably what you've got, they're a direct 12-volt replacement, and they don't have that problem, so they are much safer. And yes, later on we're going to talk about BMSs, which are battery management systems. There's a whole bunch of other stuff you need to do with these lithium-type batteries to have a good system, but learning that is a very small price to pay. And let me do a quickie break. I'm going to sort of cheat on one of our upcoming things. I can make a 280 ampere hour 12-volt battery out of 4 of my 280 ampere hour single cells. And it is just slightly larger than a standard lead acid 100 ampere hour battery, weighs half the weight, and gives me 5.6 times the usable capacity of that lead acid battery. So even though it's a little bit more money and it's a little bit more hassle or a learning curve to learn how to maintain, do their maintenance, etc., and to get the best out of them, it is well worth it. So, and also the nice thing about the lithium is they hold their charge for a really long time just sitting on the table. So with that, I'll go ahead and throw it back to net control.
Copy that. Thanks, Jim. I have to agree, and I have to stress this. It's been said a couple different times from you, Jim, and Rodney, you did discuss this a little bit as well. The maintenance on the batteries, you definitely need to stay up on the maintenance on your batteries. My jump pack that I've got in the car, for example, again, I use that all the time. According to the instructions I received with that, it stated that even if it's sitting in the vehicle for 3 months not being used, bring it in, plug it in, give it a full 24-hour charge, and that's intent to keep that battery fresh, to keep it ready to go all the time. The lithium battery that I have in that ammo can with my GMRS radio, I have to pull that out and I have to charge that as well. Or I have to plug in the ammo can. I actually got a cord with that and I can run it right off the cord, or I could use the cord to just charge that battery. But again, I have to cycle that battery and keep that charged too. So that's what prolongs the life of these batteries. I'm going to give a short break here. Rodney, do you have any last thoughts or comments tonight?
No, I think we pretty much covered it. Yeah, it's the Life 4 or whatever the O4. That's the ones I have, the safe lithium batteries. And I feel very comfortable with those batteries. And the lead acid batteries, also when you said maintenance, the lead acid batteries, I was absolutely watering them every month like clockwork just to keep enough water in them. And that was another sad thing I had to do. I didn't expect at first.
Yeah, those lead acid batteries are nasty. The lead in there, the water evaporates, or sometimes in some cases boils over, which is not good. And you've got to use distilled water. You can't use just tap water. You have to use distilled water in these batteries as well. And when you're using them in a case like yours, Rodney, yes, wow, the maintenance of those lead acid batteries, that's horrid. That's horrid. I apologize, sir. I'm glad you were able to switch that over. I'm going to give a short break here. Jim, do you have any last thoughts or comments tonight, sir? I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I think we've pretty much covered everything that we needed to tonight.
Yeah, no, I really don't have anything. This was just the start of the battery thing. Like I said, there's a lot more on batteries, and we just want to try and give everybody as much general information as possible so they can make their own determination. And of course, I'll turn around and push my druthers, but want to give you all the information. So real good, and appreciate the everybody's feedback. Back to you, Red Bear.
How many values that we get it to come?
Andy, that's going to depend on what your battery usage is. Flashlights, things like that, anything that you use that is battery operated, you definitely want to have some kind of a backup supply for things like that. So, for example, if you've got a flashlight I've got a flashlight that uses an 18650 battery, so I keep about 5 or 6 of those around at any given time, and if I don't burn through those in a month, I put them on the charger and I charge them up to keep them fresh. So that would be a good example for you right there, Andy. Look at what your battery usage is now, and also you can use batteries to power other things if you do lose power. So that's what we're talking about tonight. I'm going to give a short break here.
Thank you so much.
Yep, we're glad to help you, Andy. Anytime, sir. Anytime. All right, I want to give a special thanks to you, Jim, for presenting us with the information tonight. And for everybody else, the email address one more time is prepnet ch14 prepnetchannel14 @gmail.com. If you have a question on anything, please in the subject line put question, and then go ahead and type your message, and Jim will get back to you right away. Also, we have the YouTube channel that is at PrepNet with a capital P and a capital N dash Talk to Me. Jim also puts the nets up with our expanded versions as well after. And I do recommend you all to check those expanded versions out Jim puts a lot more information in there, PowerPoints, things like that. And he also expands on some of the questions that are brought up during the nets. So that's very important as well. Just a little bit more information on that expanded presentation that Jim does for the nets. I'm going to give one more short break here. All right. I just want to thank everybody that joined in and registered for the net tonight. Without you guys, the net would not be possible. So thank you very much. For all of you in the background monitoring, me and Jim would like to thank you for being here as well. You're always welcome to register, even if you just want to monitor. It would be nice to know that you're here. All right. Unless we have any other comments, questions, or concerns about the net tonight, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, the floor is yours.
Hey, Red Bear, I just want to thank you and Jim for putting all this net on and all the great information for someone who, like me, who is just learning. And also, I don't mind being picked on. That's quite all right.
Copy that, Donna. Copy that. We're always glad to have you here, dear. You know that. So even if you're covered in pumpkin guts. Thank you very much, Donna.
Yeah, thank you, and Jim too. Right there. Appreciate both of you. Can you call out that that YouTube channel? How I look for that on the internet, please?
Yeah, most definitely, Rodney. That YouTube channel is at PrepNet, all one word with a capital P and a capital N, dash Talk to Me, the way it appears on your radio. The word talk, the number 2, and the word me with a capital T and a capital M on Talk to Me.
Excellent. Thank you very much. You guys have a great night.
You as well, Rodney. We're glad to have you here. Hope to see you back next week, sir.
Or I said, you for doing this for doing awesome guy, amazing person, and glad to be with you guys. I'm a big flipper with my sister before and we were doing this, right? For the first time, speak, and yeah, you guys are really good at stuff. Thank you too much.
Well, Andy, we were glad to have you here, sir. We appreciate it. Thank you very much for being part of the net. And we hope to see you back next week as well, too, sir. We appreciated you being here. All right, one last time, I want to tell everybody thank you again for joining. Jim, thank you so much for everything that you do for the net. Really enjoy the nets with the way you set things up and present things, Jim. Thank you so much. At this time, guys, we're going to go ahead and close the net, and we're going to return the channel back to its regular operations. We'll see you all again next week, same time, same channel, and we will continue on talking about batteries.